Okay, my YouTube peeps, we're going to try the Deluxe Edition of Jeopardy for the SNES next. If you saw the last segment, which was Jeopardy for the SNES, the first edition, I won $25,000. So let's see what the Deluxe has in store for me. Are we ready? And we're taking on Jim and Rob. It's an all-guys game. Let's play. We have these 6 categories to deal with. Musical instruments, odds and ends, toys and games, TV trivia, Kansas, and finally, royalty. Okay. These are categories I can put up with. I'll start things off with Kansas for 100.
The answer is...
The first drought-resistant variety of this grain was brought to Kansas in the 1870s. What is wheat? Kansas 200.
The answer is...
You can see a recreation of historic Front Street and Boot Hill in this former Wild West town. What is Dodge City? Okay. Kansas for 300.
The answer is...
Kansas leads the nation in the production of this lighter-than-air gas. What is helium? Kansas 400.
The answer is...
Kansas is rectangular in shape except for the northeast corner where this river forms the boundary. What is the Mississippi? No, it's the Missouri. So I lose $400 for that one. Let's see if Jen comes up with it. Yeah, it's the Missouri. So he'll go up to $400, and he makes the next clue. He gets to pick the next clue. Toys and games, 100.
The answer is...
One is coiled within a yo-yo or wrapped around a top. What's a string? Toys and games, 200.
The answer is...
The top of this Mattel toy springs open when the weasel pops. What's a Jack-in-the-Box? Toys and games, 300.
The answer is...
The B&O, the Pennsylvania, the Short Line, and the Reading are railroads in this game. What is Monopoly? I'll take toys and games for 400.
The answer is...
At the start of a checkers game, this many black squares are empty of pieces. Well, there's 64 of them. And then there's 12 pieces, so let's see. 6, take away from, that's a 58. Okay. There's 64 squares on there. So let's see. I'll say what is, 12 pieces on each, so 52, 40. I'll just say what is 42. I don't know. I can't think of it. I'm not really good at math. I mean, I'm okay at it, but let's see if Rob will make it a 3-way tie for first place. Is it 42? No, it's 8. 8 black squares are empty of pieces. It's okay. Toys and games, 500.
The answer is...
10 pins is a form of this game. What's bowling? And that'll put me in the lead alone. Up to $900, and I'm going to go with Kansas for $500.
The answer is.
The case of Oliver Brown versus this city's Board of Education in 1954 outlawed school segregation. What is Topeka? That's good for another $500, putting me at $1,400. So I'm at $1,400. Musical instruments for $100.
The answer is.
The saxophone belongs to this family, not the brass. What are woodwinds? I'll take musical instruments for $200. And the answer there is the Daily Double. I'll make it a true Daily Double. Phil Collins once said, whatever else I am, I'm one of these first. What's a drummer? Which will double my money to $3,000. Take musical instruments for $300, please.
The answer is.
A popular kids song written back in 1945 is about a tuba named this. What is Tommy? Tommy the Tuba. Oh, it's Tubby the Tuba. I'll lose some cash on that one, but I have a big lead right now. Tubby the Tuba. Uh-huh. So every clue I've gotten wrong, I would have had right if I had gone with that second hunch. Maybe except the one about the 8 black squares, but who cares? Odds and ends, 100.
The answer is. Before it said Dewey won, President Truman called this daily one of the two worst papers in the country. What is the Chicago Tribune? Odds and ends for 200, please. The answer is.
If your itinerary includes Tibet, you may want to hire these native mountain guides. Rob. The Sherpas. Sherpas. Okay. Next clue, please. Odds and ends 300.
The answer is.
Consisting of 150 poems, it's the longest book in the Bible. What is Psalms? Odds and ends for 400.
The answer is.
National Statuary Hall is located in this Washington, D.C. building. What is the Capitol? Uh-huh. Odds and ends for 500.
The answer is.
Got a lot of money sitting in front of me. Of Allegro, Andante, and Lento, the one which means the fastest tempo. What's Allegro? Up to $4,000. Musical instruments for 400, please.
The answer is.
It's the national instrument of Spain. What is the guitar? Musical instruments for 500, please.
The answer is.
The common Scottish Highland bagpipes have this many drone pipes. Oh, I forget. See if Rob knows this any better than I do. It's 3, and that was my hunch. What are you gonna do? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Hold it right there. TV trivia for 100.
The answer is.
In 1986, this foreign network named Auntie Beeb celebrated its 50th anniversary. What is the BBC? TV trivia for 200.
The answer is.
This canine was Jeff Miller's, Timmy Martin's, and Corey Stewart's best friend, in that order. Who's Lassie? I'll take TV trivia for 300. On Petticoat Junction, Billy, Bobby, and Betty Bradley all have this middle name. What is Joe? I'll take TV trivia for 400. Up to $5,000 right now.
The answer is...
On the Mary Tyler Moore Show, this character's dermatologist husband was never seen. Rob. Phyllis Lindstrom. You're up to 1,500, Rob. Make the next selection. TV trivia 500.
The answer is...
Nick Adams starred in this 1959 series about an ex-Confederate soldier. Jim? The Rebel. Rebel. You're up to 1,200, Jim. We have one category left, which is royalty. And you got from 100 to 500. He's going to go for 100 first. Answer there.
The answer is...
Murdered in a palace intrigue, this Persian king was succeeded by his son Artaxerxes I. Who is Xerxes? $200.
The answer is...
This prince consort is the president of World Wildlife Fund International. Don't know this one. Tim. Oh, he doesn't have a clue. Too bad. So he'll lose a bit of cash there. Prince Philip. $300.
The answer is...
The favorite toast of this lusty empress was God grant us our desires and grant them quickly. Who is Catherine the Great? $400.
The answer is...
Her son, Louis the 17th, probably died of natural causes at 10, but many believe he'd been poisoned. Jim. Marie Antoinette. Now the last clue. Okay, we have one clue left for $500. Let's take a look at it.
The answer is...
This Hohenzollern ruler was the last German emperor and the last king of Prussia. Rob. Wilhelm II. So that takes Rob up to 2,200. I'm in the lead with 5,400. And Jim, you have 1,400, so you're going to go first in Double Jeopardy. And here we go, Double Jeopardy. We have these 6 categories to deal with. Airport designations. Oh, that's going to be a great one. Religion. History. Shakespeare. College nicknames. And finally, nursery rhymes. Okay. Alright. Let's get this party started, shall we? We're going to start with airport designations for 200.
The answer is...
ATL is Atlanta. Airport designations for 400.
The answer is...
SFO. What is San Francisco? Airport designations for 600.
The answer is...
LGA. What is LaGuardia? Airport designations for 800.
The answer is
PHX. What is Phoenix? Airport designations for 1,000.
the answer is
DTW. What's Detroit? Okay. Ran the category. Let me have college nicknames for 200.
the answer is
Longhorns. I'd better get this one. What is the University of Texas? College nicknames for 400.
the answer is
Wolverines. What is the University of Michigan? I'll take college nicknames for 600, please.
the answer is
Crimson Tide. What is a University of Alabama? College nicknames for 800.
the answer is
Jayhawks. Jayhawks. What is the University of Kansas? And college nicknames for 1,000.
the answer is
Ducks. What's the University of Oregon? I'm already over $10,000. That ain't bad, folks. Shall we keep this gravy train rolling? We shall. $11,400. I'll go ahead and take history for 200.
the answer is
Baptized on his deathbed in 337 AD, he was the first Roman emperor to become a Christian. Who is Nero? No. Down to 11,200 though, so I'm not doing too badly. Jim. Constantine. Okay. Went to 1,600 though. Jim, make the next selection. Nursery rhymes 200.
the answer is
Answer there. They all ran after the farmer's wife. Who are the three blind mice? I'll take nursery rhymes for 400.
the answer is
A man of words and not of deeds is like a garden full of these. What are weeds? Could I have nursery rhymes for 600? Answer there is one of the two daily doubles. Let's bet it all. Oh dear, what can the matter be? Johnny's so long at this. What is fair? Nursery rhymes 800.
the answer is
This shepherd fell asleep on the job. Who's little boy blue? as I get closer and closer to $25,000 in cash. I'll take nursery rhymes for 1,000.
The answer is.
It's who Simple Simon asked, "Let me taste your ware." Who is the Pie Man? And that will put me over $25,000. Let's go back to history for 400.
The answer is.
Answer there. In 1776, he wrote, "These are the times that try men's souls." Who is Thomas Paine? Yep. History for 600.
The answer is.
The largest city in the Confederacy, this port fell to Union forces in April 1862. Jim. New Orleans. Nolans. Religion for 200.
The answer is.
Abraham, Moses, and Jesus are considered prophets in this holy book of Islam. What's the Quran? I'll take religion for 400.
The answer is.
The name of for this heavenly being comes from the Greek word for messenger. What's an angel? I'll take $600 clue in that category. Religion.
The answer is.
Roman Catholics are married at this kind of mass. Nuptial. Nuptial. I don't know how you say it, but either way. Jim is going to get $600 for that clue. He takes second place to himself, and we have 9 clues left. History for 800.
The answer is.
In the 1890s, gold was found at Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie in this country. What is Australia? Yep. History for 1,000.
The answer is.
In 1622, this chief's brother led a massacre that killed a third of the Virginia colonists. Who is, Powhatan? Let's go back to religion for 800, please. The answer there is the other daily double. And how much of that money do I want to put at risk? Just 800. Alright, this will put me at $29,000 if I answer correctly on this clue. Ceremony whose name means daughter of the Hebrew commandment. What is a bat mitzvah? Or I'll say, what is a bar mitzvah? Bet it's a bat mitzvah. Yeah, I had to replace the R with a T. I should have gone with that, but that's okay. Religion for 1,000.
The answer is.
Still have a big lead, though, so. U.S.-based religion whose founder called it the scientific system of divine healing. What is Christian Science? It's the one. Let's take Shakespeare for 200. His last words were, "Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, 'Hold enough.'" Who is Macbeth? $400.
The answer is.
One of his most famous lines is, "But soft what light through yonder window breaks." Who's Romeo? That'll put me at $29,000. 600.
The answer is.
Hamlet said of him, he was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again. Jim? Doesn't know. His father. Okay. 800.
The answer is
In the title of the play, Pericles was prince of this Phoenician city. Jim. Tyre. Prince of Tyre. We have one clue left. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
the answer is
This play features spirits named Iris, Ceres, Juno, and Ariel. Oh, I think I know it, but I'm going to let Rob have this one. The Tempest, and that was my guess. So at the end of Double Jeopardy, he has 3,800, Rob has 3,000, and I have $29,000. It's Final Jeopardy time. Let's see how I do. The category is geographic names. I'm going to go $1,000. Some say these islands got their name from the Spanish word for shallow waters, Bahamar. What are the Bahamas? And that'll put me at $30,000. We got this game done in under 30 minutes. How about that? Because we had some pretty easy clues.
Final Jeopardy answer is
The Bahamas. Let's see if Jim came up with the Bahamas. Jim, were you able to come up with the Bahamas? You were not. So you dropped down to $1,000. Rob, did you come up with the Bahamas? You did not. You also dropped to $1,000. I said, what are the Bahamas? Putting me at $30,000, and I'll see you all for that next segment.